Okay, everybody, let's welcome all the star power that we have in the room right now. We are joined by three of our captains. We have Dustin Johnson, the captain of 4 Aces GC, Brooks Koepka, the captain of Smash GC, and Phil Mickelson, the captain of High Flyers GC. Welcome, guys. So Valderrama is considered the Augusta of Europe, is what they keep saying. I know, Brooks, DJ, this is your first time playing here, so what have your impressions been so far?
I played the back nine yesterday. I thought it was fantastic. Great golf course. Really got to think your way around it. It can be very difficult if you're just off a little bit, and I think that's a sign of a good golf course. If you're just off a little bit, you're struggling to shoot par. But if you're playing good, you've got some chances to really shoot a low number. So I'm excited to play it this week. See the front nine today.
DJ?
Yeah, I played the back nine yesterday, front nine on Monday. Course is unbelievable. You got to drive it straight. Tiny greens. I really like it though. It's a golf course, that I like. But yeah, you definitely want to be on your game playing this place. Like Brooks said, if you're off just a little bit, it's very tough to make pars, and obviously depending on how firm the greens get, just because they're so tiny and they got a lot of slope. The course could be as tough as you want it. But yeah, it's a fantastic golf course, and I really enjoy it.
That's great. And Phil, you have some experience here. You were part of the 1997 Ryder Cup team that played here, and also WGC 99, I believe.
I played here a long time ago, but I have really fond memories here with Seve. I had a really special relationship with Seve. I looked up to him as a kid and had a chance to play my first PGA Tour event, a practice round with him in San Diego, and he was so kind to me, and I really appreciated the time that I had spent with him, and there were a lot of great memories from his captaincy in '97. Even though we lost by a point, made a good Sunday rally, the memories I have were of Seve leading his team and driving around the course and getting involved in what his players should do and try this shot and like how creative he was. I had a lot of great memories, but a lot of them are from Valderrama, and I can't come here without thinking about him.
That's great. We're now at the mid-season point of the season. DJ, the 4 Aces are currently in the lead for the team championship. You guys the Stingers are on your tail. So tell us a little bit about is there some more pressure now that there's only 7 events left to hang on to that lead heading into the back end of the season?
Yeah, we always want to play well. We, definitely like being in the lead, but yeah, if we gotta get our act together a little bit, we gotta play a little stronger. But as long as all 4 guys are playing well, we're gonna compete every single week. And then I think this year we've done that pretty well, other than maybe 1 event. But yeah, we got 7 more events, and we gotta play really well if we want to win the title again.
And Brooks, you're currently in 3rd place on the individual standings, but it's really anybody's game. It's a really tight race right now. Given your career accomplishments, where would a season individual trophy kind of rank amongst all of your career accomplishments?
Yeah, obviously it'd be fantastic. It's pretty close right now. I think Taylor's in 1, and I think Brendan Grace is 2. So yeah, it's up for grabs. I think that's exciting. Going into the last half of the season, I think even looking down at 4 or 5, and I believe even 6 in the rankings, it's all really tight. So it'll be a fun next few weeks, next few months, just to see where everything plays out.
Phil, you've really embraced this leadership role, and you've been mentoring a lot of your guys, and you guys had a team dinner last night. You travel together. Is it something about where you're at in your career and life right now that it's really enabled you to embrace this role? Do you think you would have been the same way 20 years ago?
My excitement level to play golf and my enjoyment level is really at a high point because of this team element and the ability to create these relationships and the dynamic that we have. So I really look forward to coming out and playing the practice rounds, playing the tournaments, and we have a lot of fun together, like last night, getting together and having a team dinner. We all really have a great rapport and a great relationship, and it's made getting out and playing and competing really fun and giving me a new energy even at 53.
Last question for you, Phil. I noticed that we are selling high flyer capes in the merch tent. Can you tell us a little bit about the genesis of the high flyers capes?
It's aspirational, Jane. It's it's not for everybody, but it's a cool thing about our team, and it's the creativity of my wife Amy and what she brings. And we envision a lot of little kids, running around the golf course in capes, and that's kind of what we're hoping for, and have them dreaming about being a high flyer one day. So I know we're only a year into LIV, but where it's going to be in 10, 15, 20 years is pretty exciting.
Are we going to see you in a cape one day?
Yeah, possibly. We'll see.
And with that, I will turn it over to the press. Just so you guys know, for the Spanish-speaking press, if they want to ask a question in Spanish, Ileana will translate for you. Okay. Right there. Is there another mic?
Tristan, Phil, hi, good to see you again. When you talked about when you met Seve for the first time, when you're on your rookie tournament, what sort of advice did he give you, and what sort of words of encouragement that still you remember all these years ago?
It was little things like, come over here, hit this shot, and he would hit a little flop shot out of the rough. It would be playing a practice round and have him hitting a shot to a back right pin when the pin on the practice day is, front center. And he's talking about getting ready to play, compete, and to work on the shots that he's about to play in the competition. And that was, for a 17-year-old, a little eye-opening, because I'm out there trying to shoot a number and score on a Tuesday practice round, which made no sense. But it was when he would drag me over and we would have little competitions. And then we both were with Hugo Boss and would do photo shoots together. And in between breaks, we would have little bunker competitions, chipping competitions. And the time that I spent with him really meant a lot to me. But when you look up to somebody the way I looked up at Seve as a kid, watching him win the Masters, and then you meet him, and he is everything you kind of hoped it would be. It's not a letdown. It really meant a lot, and I cherish that time that I have with him.
Hi, Brooks. You won twice in Spain in your early years, and then I want to know, what do you remember of those years, and how important were for you wins, your majors recently?
Yeah, right. It pretty much jump-started my career, right, when I was over here on the Challenge Tour. My first win was at the end of 2012 in Spain, and I think that kind of propelled me the next 6 months on the Challenge Tour, which got me European Tour, and then was able to make the leap over the PGA Tour. So I mean, it basically jump-started my entire career, and you always look back at your first professional win, and to me that meant a lot. And yeah, I think it definitely plays a role in everything I've done. And like I've said it a million times, it was the most fun I've ever had playing golf. Was traveling the world those early years and learning a lot. Learning about myself, learning different countries, learning different things, and it was so much fun. So I think it played a huge part who I am today.
Si hay alguna pregunta en español, lo podemos traducir con mucho gusto.
So we've got this week and next before the last major. I was just curious how much you've enjoyed kind of balancing the LIV schedule this year with the major schedule, especially with the few countries that we've played in.
It's been a pretty full schedule for me relative to what I was expecting it to be at 53. Playing 19 events this year with the 4 majors and the 14 LIV events, and then playing in Saudi Arabia earlier this year. So it's been a lot of golf, but it's been fun because there's been enough breaks in between to where I get excited to get back out here. And we were talking with our teammates about how much we were looking forward to getting out here and playing practice rounds together and competing again. So there's enough of a time off in between where we get excited to get out here. And this is really a fun month for us to be over here in Europe. We've got 2 incredible LIV events here this week in Valderrama, next week in London, before a little break to prepare for the British Open. So I'm expecting a lot of players that aren't in the British to qualify. And then there's a lot of players here that will be competing. And so this will be an exciting month for the LIV players as we really make a push to the second half of our season, and it's been a lot of fun.
Brooks, DJ, have you guys, has it been much of a difference than previous years from a scheduling standpoint?
I mean, for me, no, it hasn't really been much of a difference. I've played about the same amount of tournaments, I think, the last 7 or 8 years. So like Phil was saying, the schedule's been pretty good where we've had some breaks. I mean, there's been some stretches where we've played a lot, but we've also had some nice breaks too. So, you know, even, you know, I was excited to come over here. You know, we had a week off after the U.S. Open, and then coming over here, we got a couple weeks, and then get a nice break, and then obviously to get ready for the Open Championship. So I think our schedule's been really nice.
I mean, I agree with both of them. I think it's been fantastic. I think you can kind of see even the way the schedule's played out, how everybody's kind of played majors, right? Phil second, I got second at the Masters. Good showing by a bunch of LIV guys at the PGA as well, and even the U.S. Open. So I think the schedule's been fantastic. It's definitely helped us in the preparation for the majors as well.
And DJ, one last question from me. Did you, as captain, order the code red on Pat Perez's hair?
No, I had nothing to do with that. That's all Pat.
Thanks.
Questions to all of you. How excited have you been that you're playing here in Spain at Valderrama?
Yeah, I guess for somebody that's never played, I've been pretty excited. There's a lot of history at this golf course. I think everybody knows how special of a place this is, and you look at a lot of the past winners here, been some of the best players to play the game. So I know I'm excited. I know a lot of the guys I've talked to have been very excited to come here and play this golf course.
Yeah, I mean, same for me. You know, all the guys I talked to, you know, that have played here you know, said nothing but great things. So I was excited to get here, and once I saw the golf course, it lived up to everything that people said about it. And yeah, it's a fantastic golf course, and you know, really excited for the week.
Yeah, I think it's really a credit to Robert Trent Jones Sr., who designed it, and the way he made precision be such an important part of the test of golf rather than the ability to just overpower it. And so this is a great example when we talk about golf ball going too far and so forth, of how to create precision and ball striking and course management as the challenge rather than just brute strength. The simplicity of the golf course, the greens, they're not over-contoured. They have just the right amount of movement. They're small. They're difficult. The way each holes are shaped with the trees and the fairways moving, you really have to be creative on club selection as well as shot making. It's just a great overall test. And it's not just about who hits the ball the longest. It's about who can have the most complete golf game. It's really a great golf course.
With the framework agreement that was announced at the beginning of the month, it seems like most people presume that you guys want to return to the PGA Tour. Yet, just hearing you talk about how you prepared for majors and how the way the season flows, it's actually a much better way for you guys. I'm just wondering if you actually do want to return to the PGA Tour in some form or fashion.
I mean, I've been pretty happy with my decision to be here at LIV. I've enjoyed it. I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but I would say everybody's pretty excited and everybody's pretty happy with where they're at right now. It's tough to look into the future and say, I mean, I don't have any control of what other guys do, but I know I'm happy where I'm at right now, and just take it one day at a time.
Yeah, I'm excited for the future. I think, with this agreement, the only thing that's going to happen is LIV's going to get even better than what it is now, which it's already great. I'm happy exactly where I am, and I'm definitely not looking to play more golf than I'm playing now. That's for sure.
Phil, you had a chance to talk to us at the U.S. Open, but you wanted to wait till after. Unfortunately, you left early, so can you talk about your thoughts now?
Somewhat. I mean, I think that right now we have basically an agreement to have an agreement, so there's really, and everything over the last couple of years that we've been told by Greg and everybody on LIV has come to fruition. So we have a lot of confidence in what they have been saying to us because everything has been happening, and we don't really feel the need to publicly posture our position. So there's really no need for us to talk about things publicly, but to just let it play out.
One other thing, oddly, most people think that LIV is going to go away. They thought that the agreement basically said that. but you're talking about capes, you're talking about going the future. So it seems like all of you believe that this is going to be around for a while.
I think actions are a little bit stronger than words. I think if you just look at what LIV is doing and what we're doing, I think that will is more of a statement.
Yeah, one question for Phil. It's about your links to Spain. You've been a long time without coming here, but you have a good relationship with Sevi, Sergio, and John. Have you ever talked to them about the miracle of Spanish golf, with very little players and having major winners? Have you talked to them about that?
I have had a chance, and it's, this country has some of the best players in the history of the game. It's really amazing the way golf has been such a part of the culture, and how to see the game grow, and how Sergio and Sevi in the past and John Rahm all have this desire to continue to grow the game here. And they continue to do it, and the game gets stronger and stronger. We're driving and seeing so many beautiful golf courses, and I ran into a couple of kids last night that were part of the junior program, and it seems that there's really a strong presence in the game of golf here in the country of Spain, and I think it's because the players that have been so successful continue to give back, starting with Sevi, and then going to Sergio, now John Rahm, and all that they're doing to support their home golf. You see John and Sergio, come back and play and compete in their National Open and Championship and support the game, and it's really cool what they've done.
Phil, I don't think you answered. Just specifically, do you have any interest in playing on the PGA Tour in the future?
So rather than just say like yes, no, I know that I would say that all of the, from a player experience, all of the difficulties and challenges and the things that take a lot of excessive energy output throughout the week have been fixed at LIV. And so the player experience here is incredible. And I just can't envision a better scenario for me as a player than playing out here on LIV.
Can I also ask, you were in a lot of headlines, you took a lot of heat, a lot of criticism. When this framework was announced, did you feel any form of vindication?
I would say I felt appreciation that we got to this point where we're working together, because it makes me confident with where the game of golf is headed in the future. We felt like it was going to be about 2 years roughly before we got to that point. It took 1.5 years, or 6 months quicker than I thought it would be. And going forward, we're all very optimistic about where the game of golf, and professional golf specifically, is headed. Also, a lot of the changes that have been made because of LIV, we're all very appreciative, both on the LIV Tour as well as the PGA Tour, and we're happy for the guys out there that they're having that they're having some positive changes there as well.
Swedish media here. Just curious about your opinion regarding the Ryder Cup situation and the captain role of Henrik Stenson. Is there a new situation, do you think?
It's tough to speak for the European side. I think we don't really have any involvement in that, considering that we're all from the United States. So it's very tough. I think it's, to be honest with you, kind of unfortunate what happened, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully there's a couple of guys from LIV that are playing the Ryder Cup here in 3 months. So we'll see.
What's your take, Phil? Is
Yeah,
there a new situation after the merge?
I just can't comment on the DP World Tour. I'm not a member. I've not been part of it. I'm not knowledgeable on the ins and outs of it. I was disappointed to see the lack of support for Henrik Stenson as captain because of all he's done for the game of golf. I was disappointed to see what the Swedish Golf Federation did on, to not support him, and hopefully that stuff will start to change. But it's going to take a little bit more time, I think, to kind of iron out the agreement. But hopefully that'll all change.
Is there a new situation, do you think?
Hopefully.
Okay, great. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Good luck this week.
Sorry. Excuse me. Sí. Para la verdad de Murcia, por desengrasar un poco, en el poco tiempo que llevan en España, ¿Han incorporado a su vocabulario alguna palabra, alguna frase en castellano que no sea jamón?
Like she's asking if you have been for a little while already in Spain. Have you incorporated any word in your language in Spanish that is not jamón, ham?
Un poco, un poco.
Un poco. She's asking if any of you.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned some Spanish from my years over here when I was, 2012 to 2014, but a little rusty in it, but picking back up.
Un poquito.
Un poquito.
Very little.
Perfect. Thank you so much.